Our next match is our semi-main event. It is a singles match scheduled for one fall. And it's for the PWF Undisputed Championship.
Myles, one of the longest reigning champions in the company's history, looks to defend against the #1 contender.
And I tell you what, Mason Myles, man, this dude has been a fighting and defending champion. New attitude, new everything.
Immediately throwing his... Oh, my bad, MC Cool Dad. Patrick Scott immediately throwing his hat into the longest time entrance music plays before you hit the curtain for 2021, and we're excited to see who's going to challenge him for this title. But for tonight, we see Patrick Scott, the #1 contender, versus Mason Myles. Patrick Scott looks great, probably in the best shape of his life. Big, thick, meaty meat boy. Dancing, having a good time, ready for a shot. What a pro. Not letting the moment get bigger, still willing to stay loose. It's important in big match scenarios to be able to stay loose so you get focused on what your game plan is. If you get too tense and the next thing you know, you get punched in the mouth, all of a sudden it's a lot harder to stick to your game plan.
You know something, Patrick Scott, he has been trying to become the PWF Undisputed Champion for a long time now. Former tag team champion on multiple occasions. Tonight, he looks to become the champion. But the question is, if he were to fail tonight, he goes back down the ladder because we have a tremendous amount of talent here that want a shot at that championship. So he needs this win.
Absolutely. There's not too many opportunities you get to get a shot at the champ. So when you get it, you have to make the absolute best of it. And on Patrick Scott's best day, he absolutely can beat Mason Myles.
Nice strong lock up there by these two bulls.
Patrick Scott has the size advantage, the length advantage, and I would dare say the power advantage. Mason Myles does have the ring awareness and just the general veteranship that comes with a longer career in pro wrestling. Oh, slaps him on the back of the head.
Now, Yaka, we all know you never smack a man from behind like that.
It's very disrespectful.
You know something, Patrick Scott, let's just look this for a second. He has been in PWF from day one, since the relaunch. So think about where he's come from. He went from being a tag team competitor to,
just
kick to the gut there.
Thrust kick right to the gut as Patrick Scott goes to work with forearms and clubbing blows to the back. Mason creates some space.
Big shoulder block.
Absolutely. Scott feeling fired up with his new muscles.
Patrick Scott there. Frog, big drop kick, take it down, Mason Myles.
Well timed. Resorte to follow through, stay on top of your opponent, Patrick. You can. What if you just won the PWF Undisputed Championship in the first couple minutes of the match?
Well, like I was saying earlier, Jakob, you know, think about it. He went from being a tag team competitor to now he's a singles competitor, trying to prove that he can do the singles thing. I mean, think about it. This is what we dream for, to be the heavyweight champion of a company.
Patrick Scott, upsy daisy, over daisy. Oh, normally likes the drop kick in that scenario.
Mason Myles there, no.
Ducks under a line by Patrick Scott. Has
Full
a
Nelson.
Uh-oh.
Oh! That could break a man's neck.
Absolutely. Full Nelson slam. Excuse me, full Nelson suplex. Not a slam.
I'll tell you what, Mason Myles is smart. He's working on the neck and that lower back. And you're probably asking, why is he working on the lower back? So he cannot kick out.
Absolutely. He also loves various, we've seen him finish matches with various submission finishes. Excuse me. I really tongue-tied through that scenario.
Well, no, I know what you're trying to say. You know, think about it. Mason Myles, he has different maneuvers that he can get you in, different submission, different finishers. You just never know what you're going to get, and that's a smart strategy to have. That way your opponent really don't know what to plan for and what to strategize for.
Exactly. Keep your opponent guessing. That's the testament of a true champion, is someone that can defend time after time again. And like I said earlier, Mason Myles, one of the longest reigning champions in PWF, and just dumps Patrick Scott unceremoniously onto his face.
Tell Patrick Scott's in a world of trouble here.
Senior official Sean Pittman making sure that the #1 contender can continue this contest. He assures him he can.
And you see Mason Myles, and he's working every body part on Patrick Scott.
He's able to use the ring to his advantage to gain extra height, extra momentum, to come crashing down onto the sternum of his opponent. Very, very savvy by the ring veteran that is Myles.
And you were right earlier, Yaka. Patrick Scott, he is in tremendous shape, probably the best shape, like you said, he's ever been in. You know, Patrick Scott, you know, don't sleep on him. This man, he's been on NXT. This man, he has done stuff on other wrestling promotions.
He's a well-traveled professional, and he's not going to take this opportunity lightly. Mason has the upper hand right now, but the amount of quit that I've ever seen in Patrick Scott is zero, James Anthony. I've never seen that kid quit. He has the heart of a lion, and I have no doubt he's going to take Mason Myles to the limit.
And, you know, Patrick Scott, he does have that never say die attitude. And think about it. Trained by Steve Corino. Think about that. Trained by Steve Corino, a man who was breathing a new life into superstars down at NXT. So this man is a fighter. He's not going to give a look at him. Yep. Great ring awareness by Patrick Scott.
The long limbs of Scott coming to his advantage. Force the break of the count with the rope break. Just getting temporary relief before Mason Myles just gets back to work on the midsection once again.
Now, do you think for 1 second Mason Myles probably underestimated Patrick Scott a little bit? I mean, you know, not a lot of stuff's been going on lately because everything's been going on in the world. Do you think Mason Myles thought it was going to be an easy night out here with Patrick Scott?
Well, he might have remembered what Patrick looked like just a short few months ago. Before he's got all these extra shoulder striations and everything that he's got going for him right now. Patrick Scott's power game has never been higher, and he had to not account for that. And I would imagine if Patrick Scott is able to get a moment, we will see the explosiveness of those muscles on display. Explosiveness.
I'll tell you what, Patrick Scott will be fighting back.
Oh! He's just so focused. When he picks a target, he's able to focus on it. Like a shark smelling blood in the water, he just hones in on whatever his opponent's weakest part of their body is at any given match. Oh!
You know, I wonder what's going to happen to Patrick if he were. Oh, look at this! Oh!
From the high rent district, Patrick Scott using his long limbs to his advantage once again to deposit Mason Myles up, what, 6 feet, 7 feet in the air before crashing down into the mat.
And Mason Myles is not a small guy. So that took a lot of power. Here we go, and Patrick Scott, here we go. That's what you were talking about, Jakob. He's coming back on a big come-up here.
Jumping back elbow.
Uh-oh, big kip-up, and he's fired up, baby.
This crowd's behind him.
Patrick Scott going up and over there. Lands on the apron.
Myles,
Patrick Scott jumps in.
away.
There it is. He tried this earlier. Oh! He got him. We got a new champion here.
Jumping flapjack. 2.
Oh!
2 7/8. I can't believe it.
Referee Sean Pittman was a second away from a 3 count.
Look at the look of determination on Patrick Scott. He sees that his opponent's down. He has to take advantage of this situation before Myles can get back to his feet. Oh, jeez Louise.
Back to kick to the gut. Oh! Patrick Scott knows what he's doing in that ring. He's look out. Oh,
he likes the DDT.
Oh! But no, he's not going for the cover. Mason Myles picks him back up.
He follows up.
No! Patrick! Oh, Falcon Arrow! Do we have a new champion? 1, 2! Wow! Oh, my goodness! What a match! What a match!
These two leaving it all in the ring. Wondering what's it going to take to keep the other one down for that last quarter of a second.
Listen to these people.
They're fairly fond of it.
I'll tell you what, Patrick Scott, he's got to put Myles away when he's got the chance. He's got to get him away quickly here. He might be going for it. No, oh no, Mason Myles had him scouted.
He likes to set his opponent up. I never remember the name of the move, but he set his opponent up with a rock bottom type maneuver, turns it into a sit-out spine buster. It's absolutely devastating, and he's won so many matches with it.
And Mason Myles knew that. Mason Myles knew that. That's why he targeted that neck earlier.
Setting himself up for possibly another tornado DDT off the top rope.
Lightning strike twice.
Scott able to wiggle out of it.
Oh! Canadian Destroyer. Scott with
Just
the cover.
lays on top.
Oh! I'll tell you what, it must have been the thick neck on Mason Myles to kick out of that.
Actually, it looked like Scott didn't quite rotate enough to deliver Mason for the full force of that Canadian Destroyer. If he was able to rotate his hips just a hair bit more, we would have a new PWF Undisputed Champion.
Patrick Scott here. Oh! In the corner. Mason Myles running in. Oh!
Charges
big
into that elbow.
Myles will stagger there a little bit.
Uh-oh. Catches the boot.
For the super.
Oh!
That's a maneuver you don't see a lot of these days, a dragon whip.
And you saw how awkward the top part of his body landed while his right leg remained stationary. That could be an ACL tear, MCL tear, PCL tear, all these CLs. As Mason Myles applies a modified sharpshooter.
And he's, oh no!
Patrick Scott forced to tap out. He might be, his knee might be injured.
Mason Myles, still your champion, Jakob.
Your winner and still PWF Undisputed Champion, classless Mason Myles.
You know Patrick Scott's knees hurt because Mason Myles wasn't even really fully able to lock in that sharpshooter type maneuver when he leans on the back of the neck. It really wrenches his opponent in half. Patrick Scott couldn't even get to the full point of getting wrenched in half. He had to tap out immediately. You have to look out for the best part of your career, which is availability, and it's unfortunate, but he had an absolute wonderful effort tonight against the champ.
Yeah, but what happens now with Patrick Scott? Where does he go from here? Like I said, there is a tremendous amount of talent in PWF. It could be a long time before we see him in a title picture again. So the question is, where does Patrick Scott go from this night forward? Mason Myles, still your PWF Undisputed Champion. Who is going to be able to stop this man, Jakob?